Test Drive with Graeme Fletcher.
This week we're in Kleinburg, Ontario, the home of the Group of 7. Although you're unlikely to find this 1989 Thunderbird in any of their paintings, it does hold the distinction of being the only three-time winner of Motor Trend's prestigious Car of the Year award. We're going to go right now to the skid pad and find out why it earned those honours. When you combine a heavy car and soft suspension, you nearly always get understeer or the tendency for the car to plough. The other thing that's evident running down here is that I can beat the power steering, which is not a particularly good thing. However, you shouldn't drive a car like that on the road, and so it won't be a problem to prospective purchasers. Now, I mentioned understeering or the tendency to plough, which means that I'm telling the car to go right, but the weight and the inertia is forcing it straight ahead instead of to the right.
The new Thunderbird features a fully independent suspension system, and an unusual feature is the toe link. Now, this toe link fits between the control arm and the subframe and actually steers the rear wheels during high side loading or over large bumps. What it does is provide some toe in on the loaded wheel, so you actually prevent trailing throttle oversteer. Now, in English, that means that it makes the car a lot easier to handle when you push it.
Now we're at 80 kilometers an hour. I'm going to hit the brakes and see what happens. That's just superb. You can feel the brakes just pumping and bringing you to a stop as quick as you're going to be. Just superb. That's the way brakes should work. Despite my criticisms of the suspension on the skid pan, when you actually get out on the road, it's a very comfortable car to ride in. A lot of glass gives you a very airy, spacious feeling.
While the 89 T-Bird is actually 3 inches shorter than its predecessor, Ford have actually managed to increase the wheelbase by 9 inches. This not only helps in the handling, but it certainly aided the comfort.
The dash on the LX is digital, which I guess according to your taste, you either like or you don't. I'm not a fan of digital dashes. But as they go, this is a clean, clear layout.
Our test car featured a 3.8-litre V6 with a 4-speed automatic transmission. However, if you choose, there is a supercharged version dubbed the SC. And what it does is boost the horsepower from 140 to 210. This, my friends, is not for the faint of heart. The T-Bird we tested featured automatic headlights, and as you can see, the sensor to turn them on and off is actually hidden up behind the interior mirror. A side benefit of this suspension setup is a smaller intrusion into the car, which actually results in a larger trunk with a flatter floor.
Now we're back in Kleinburg after the road test. I've learnt two things. Firstly, it's certainly a better car on the road than it is on the skid pan, and secondly, it's a very quiet car on the highway. However, I'm not letting it off that easy. I do have a pet peeve, and the pet peeve is the quality of the fit and finish. It disappointed me on a $26,000 car. This piece here looks like it was an afterthought. There's far too much rubber around the weather stripping at the back, and the horn pad was loose. Now, I'm hoping this is just on this car and not on the ones that they're going to be putting out through the showrooms. Anyway, let's go to the scoreboard now and see how I rated the rest of this terrific coupe.
The anti-lock brakes are superb and are a model example of how brakes should work. Minus the supercharger, the Thunderbird is definitely leisurely to the 100 km/h mark. I wasn't overly impressed. I found the LX suspension too soft to handle well, but it does provide excellent highway comfort. At 68 decibels, this T-Bird is certainly quiet. Although we managed an average of around 24 miles per gallon, if you push the T-Bird, you're going to drop to a very thirsty 20 or so miles per gallon. Despite my criticisms, the 89 Thunderbird is definitely the best large coupe around, and so I awarded an overall mark of 8 out of 10.